Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new dark comedy thriller, Trigger Happy. And this is from director Tiffany Kim Stevens, who came up with the story. And this film is written by Daniel Moya and focuses on a repressed husband who attempts to murder his breadwinning wife for her life insurance policy in this madcap 1950s inspired satire. And this film is wild. It is sharp, it's dark, it's funny. It really captures like this 50s aesthetic, and also tuning into the lottery and having these particular outfits. And it just captures that 50s vibe in such an effective way that adds some personality to the story. And it adds that context of those gender roles and conflicts here, because it is important to realize, hey, our protagonist, George, played by Tyler Pohl, is somebody who's not feeling like he's in control of his life, because his wife is the one who's really bringing in things, and Elsha Kim, who plays Annie, is somebody who has a lot going for her. And this film has some interesting choices in terms of, there's some really silly moments in terms of you have George's work and some of the things that he has to do there. You have these cutaways of his wife Annie imagining stabbing people, and it gets all bloody and crazy, and then the film has to take a couple steps back and make you realize, wait, that didn't really happen. Where this film builds up to, it's bloody, it's wild, it's shocking, to be honest, and you get that bit of setup at the very beginning of the film with a little tease of its opening few shots. But it's a kind of film that spirals. These characters are spiraling, and it turns into one of those kinds of stories where it's all goes off the rails. It's funny, it's wild. It's a film that even dabbles into some rich themes and ideas in terms of there's one moment where George really lets it all out, and you feel the frustrations in Annie's life too, and you have these subplots with this one couple they're friends with, and is one of them having an affair, and all these different layers and jealousy and stuff like that. The plot gets a little messy. There's elements that feel a little tacked on, and I don't know if this thematically and narratively hits the same point that it does vibes-wise and energy-wise. But the whole cast is so committed to these characters, and the humor is there. It's very dark, and it's wild, all these crazy scenarios of George trying to kill his wife and all these end results. It gets darker and darker as we get towards the end, and there's a surprising bit of weight that the film's able to deliver upon towards the very end. Maybe it could have used a little bit more of that weight along the way to kind of feel like it's really connecting tonally. But at the end of the day, sure, it shifts a bit tonally, it's a bit messy narratively, and thematics, it hits it right on the head a bit bluntly. But this is such a wild ride with a committed cast and committed direction from Kim Stevens, and it delivers something that is wild and fun and sharp and clever, and it's certainly worth a watch. But those are my thoughts on Trigger Happy. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.